Welcome back to another episode of Medicine in Small Doses with Dr. Amobi. I'm your host, Uju, and this is the third in a 4-part installment where we are talking about erectile dysfunction in honour of Men's Health Month. Erectile dysfunction is a huge problem among, obviously, men, and unfortunately it affects a disproportionate number of black men for various different reasons, whether it be social, psychological or physical. So on today's episode, we are going to be addressing the issue from the male perspective. They've managed to get into the doctor's room, and Dr. Amobi will be drawing on various different experiences on how the conversation has gone down in the past. So in this episode today, we have Ikenna, who's our case study. Yeah. And that's the name I just draw on, a very popular Igbo name. Case study, and he is the partner or husband rather of Trauma. That's from episode 2, so you're going to have to listen to that if you want to know what happened in that episode. So Doctor is going to be, ideally, hopefully, going into character again. And so it's not to make light, it's just to make this episode relatable. And again, we hope you enjoy it. Hi, Doctor.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, I got a lot of stick from the last one, but here you go. So it's Men's Health Awareness Month. So let's do it. Right. So Ikenna is, let's say, 35. Yeah. So Ikenna is 35 years old. Now the wife has managed to convince him to come and see us. So now, for those of you who don't know how it works in clinical practice, somebody will come and then I'll press a bell. The name will appear on the board at the waiting room, and then they will typically come and knock at the door for me to open up, right? So in this instance, so Ikenna came and I called out his name. So this is how Ikenna showed up in the clinic. So Ikenna was on his phone, right? So I think he was on his phone when his name came up. Okay. So the next thing I heard in the corridor was like, now, when that container go enter now, the container where I come since like around that kind of 2 weeks ago. Make sure you guys go there because I don't want my property missed. So I beg, I did go see doctor now. Say, I did tell you I did see doctor and they ask me questions, So now he managed to get to my door. He looked at then he saw my name on the display of so let's say he saw my name, my name is usually displayed at my door. He goes, hey, you be Niger? Hey, Igwe Amobi. Doctor, saying that waiting with the call people will get your name. Then you go Amobi, you be. Doctor, now 1 minute, because I just don't phone like how these Niger people they, every time people they ask me, make you call me direct. Like I said, these people know they appreciate this WhatsApp thing. Omo, look, doctor, don't give me 5 minutes. Say, I yarn you guys quick now. So I beg, please clear everything. Screenshot me anything where they're connecting again. Doctor, these free things, they're connecting every time you just carry this WhatsApp. Once a minute, you make call like this. Now they're connecting. Anyway, Joe, doctor, sorry, I beg. Thank you for the time you gave me. Now, just a disclaimer. I haven't even said hello all this time. He said that I gave him 1 minute. He just like moved his finger, like give me 1 minute. And then he told his friend it's 5 minutes and now he's sitting down. So he sat down and he says to me, now remember this is a character though. So now he says to me, doctor, sir, I don't register for this place like around that kind of 8 years. I never even ever come back here since the day where I register. Every time people they send me message, you come do your well-man check, do all this level, but I'm fine now. Anyway, so how far now, doctor? Dr. Amobi? Nah, wow. I know say my own person day here. If I say I know you say you day here all this time, doctor, all the things, even my uncle way there in Nigeria, he get high blood pressure. And nobody, all these tablets where they buy from China and all these levels now, they work. This man every day and I have blood pressure. If I don't ask you say me, you just give me some medicine for him, sha. Anyway, the reason why they're here today, I just want general. I was like, so general what? I just want to come get some general checkup, I never come here now, I don't know, maybe check my blood pressure, my blood test, I don't know. Is there anything you guys normally offer people where say, you know, madam, just they say like, you go feel go doctor, go get yourself checked out, sha. Nah, she right though, you know, nah. I was like, so you're listening to your wife? And then he would say like, he went, doctor, God come bless me with this fine babe like this. If I tell you the story how I come meet this girl, doctor, I met this girl for Nigeria. I swore say I know if that leave that country until I marry that girl and I marry him. You know, that girl a true blessing. Nah, so I say, yes, I do listen, Sha. So what kind of blood test will you think I go need now? And I was like, well, what do you think you need? What is your pain point? What exactly is if there's one problem this blood test will solve for you, what would you say it is? He goes, nah, I just want general good health too. I just want to make sure everything within inside my body, they work. You know, I was like, okay, cool. So we can do general blood tests for, you know, diabetes and stuff like that. Or, you know, we check your male hormones and make sure, you know, he goes, which one is male hormone? Men, girl hormone. I was like, yeah, male have hormones. And then sometimes when they're a bit low, I'm not saying it's always the case. They may have issues like quite sluggish, they're quite tired, sleepy, erectile dysfunction, all of those things like that. You know what I mean? And of course, you need to keep an eye on your prostate too because of the effect they have on black men. He goes, no, doctor, maybe it's slow down a bit. What do you going to talk about? So you get blood tests. So, doctor, I go yarn you man to man. I never tell this kind of thing to another man in this life. And I never thought say I go even have that confidence to talk to another man about this. Doctor, my blockers know the work. Makachuku, this thing just don't give me grief. Doctor, it's better that somebody stab me in the heart than stab me down there. I feel like somebody where God give Rolls Royce, you know, get engine. You know, I give fine wife, way be like Ferrari, no key. Show you they get where they just give you the snippet of what they go through. Doctor, hey, you know, like as a man, I don't know whether this happened to you before. You get time where you want to jump into action like this. Nothing. You know, my wife could go look good like this. Nothing. I just say to myself, more, waiting day. Waiting I can't do now. Doctor, if the thing don't cause problem for my house, you know, God go punish the person who cause COVID. Doctor, now the worst thing will go feel happen to man. While I was, at least that time where I go walk, I go pretend say I day work. Even sometimes I go drive my house. I go sit inside car for 1.5 hours until my wife turn that light off. Then I go come in because I'd avoid that, you know. Every time she go say, you know, they touch me. I was like, nah, the thing why I go carry touch you, know they work. Nah, anything where you go do, say make this thing work. I go cut you a check, you know, I pay. Even if I go pay private, I pay private. Doctor, nothing. Even she dey talk, she dey say to me, oh, if you don't love me, I dey look at me every day. I was like, if you know how much I love you, you no go fit even say that. You know, but she know they know what now they go. You know, men now we they go through hard. We deal with problem ourselves directly. So, doctor, this thing na wahala na big. The other day she come mention something where scared me small. She say she go want divorce. I let her go back to her father's house. I can't reason them. I say to myself, okay, worst case scenario with divorce. I go rather she go home. Now, doctor, listen to this. So I tell you the truth, Magachuku, because this, truth to God. Instead of her go home, go Niger, my base now, you know who my papa be for Niger? Instead of people we go say he cannot know they perform, I'm happier if she go say I dey cheat or I don't follow another woman. You know, maybe I don't follow one Polish whitey woman like that. I just don't work her. I go happy past that one. For her to go home and go like, hey, you cannot be impotent. Even talk less of that one. The drama where they get now, I'm from home, or everybody ask me like, when on I go start family now? Blockers no go work before you start picking. Wow. You know, the kind of pressure women they get like this, you know. I they watch my traditional wedding video the other day. I can't cry. I did watch it myself. You know, like when they finish, and Flavor and my guy, you know, Flavor, the music guy. I was like, yeah, sure. He goes, hey, you get this song where you know, in 9 months you go carry a jima. Almost 4 years we don't marry like this. You know, no issues, no children. Now that's what I want to ask yourself. This erectile dysfunction thing, it cause infertility as well. No, I don't finish you. Nah, doctor. Anyway, what you go do for me today? Say, may you know, at least make we get some headway. I beg. Now, wow. Anyway, so now this man, of course, has poured his heart out, and you can see the passion. You know, I mean, you can see like he's under normal circumstances a very lovable guy, but you have to find a way to, of course, help him. Right. So in this instance, again, it opens a lot of opportunity for me from a health education perspective. Number one, there's one thing he said at onset, which is, I've registered here for 8 years. I haven't been here, which means that he's like one of those men who never comes to check his blood pressure, never had any blood test done. So this will be a perfect opportunity as a GP. So your expectation, if you go to your GP, after they ask you a bunch of questions, and I will ask a lot of other questions to rule out things like diabetes, or rule out thyroid disease, or rule out like, you know, hormonal changes, you know, look into his psychological health, and of course, as we talked about, social related issues. But like I said in the first episode, the single most important thing for me as a doctor is to make sure there's no cardiovascular implication in this instance. So what I would do is I will send him for 24-hour BP. So that way we'll be able to establish whether he has underlying blood pressure. I will send him for ECG to do a heart tracing to make sure again that his heart rhythm are working very well. Then I'll send him for a bunch of blood tests, including cholesterol or diabetes, and screen and get those ones checked out. Now, in terms of how to manage him, there are two phases here. One is you want to, I call it acute, and then, well, what can we do today and what can we do later? So what I will usually do is, because sometimes when you give men Viagra, they disappear forever, especially if it start working. So I would run the test first and then put men on Viagra. And then we now work harder towards if there are reversible causes of this potential erectile dysfunction, things like being overweight, you know, super important, you know, exercise and things like that. So these are things that will prevent long-term issues. But we will talk more on the medical management and how you present to your GP in the next episode. So thank you for listening.
Excellent. Thank you, Doctor. And thank you once again for listening. For all our listeners out there who want to connect with Dr. Amobi, the best way to do that is on LinkedIn at Dr. Amobi. You know, Dr. Amobi is the Chief Medical Officer of 3 clinics. To find out more about the services he provides and how they can help you, please contact him through his team via the following websites: passporthealthuk.com, mymenopausegp.com, and the lifestylewellnessclinic.com. You can also follow Medicine in Small Doses on Instagram at Medicine in Small Doses. We look forward to you joining us on future episodes, and I want to thank you personally for listening.